Please remain standing for a moment of silent prayer and meditation. Please be seated. Please, Secretary, read the first order.
Debate on vote number 37, Arts and Culture Appropriation Bill.
The Honorable Minister of Art and Culture.
Thank you, Chairperson, Deputy Minister of Arts and Culture, my colleagues, ministers and deputy ministers here present today, Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee, honorable members, chairpersons and CEOs of public entities, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Today, exactly 23 years ago, South Africa was admitted into the OAU, now African Union, in Tunis, Tunisia. It was at this historic gathering that former President Nelson Mandela made the following commitments to the heads of state, and I quote, "Where South Africa appears on the agenda again, let it be because we want to discuss what its contribution shall be to the making of the new African Renaissance. Let it be because we want to discuss what materials it will supply for the rebuilding of the African city of Carthage. If freedom was the crown which the fighters of liberation sought to place on the head of Mother Africa, let the upliftment of, and the happiness, prosperity, and comfort of her children be the jewel of the crown." Consistent with this analysis and call to action, our efforts are founded on this directive. The NDP envisages a South African society in 2030 that embraces its diversity rather than emphasizing observable differences along the contours of race, class, gender, religion, culture, and other social constructs. Such a society will have a common set of values, that it shares an inclusive economy, increased interaction among South Africans of different social and racial groups, as well as strong leadership, cadre across society buttressed by a mobilized, active, and responsible citizenry. In the same vein, we continue to embrace our African identity and play our part in the shaping and development of a new and modern Africa and the rebirth of the new African. With this in mind, the third edition of the Africa Month has its theme, the Year of O.R. Tambo, Building a Better Africa and a Better World. We launched the 2017 Africa Month program on the 3rd of May at the National Heritage Monument. This year's celebrations is a festival of ideas in which we have invited eminent thinkers and public intellectuals from the rest of the continent and the diaspora to join us in conversations about the continent and focus particularly on what to do after decolonization. This year's programs overlaps and it will go up until June, precisely because one of the public intellectuals who would be here, Nguki Wathiongwe, will join us late and will have his lecture at the University of Venda. We're happy that some of our Africa Month panelists and speakers have joined us here today. We recognize the esteemed authors Pitika Ntuli, Zexim Da, and Tsitsi Tangaremba. We also acknowledge the presence of a 7-year-old author, Michelle Nkankaming, who was a recipient of December last year of Imbogoto Awards. Chairperson, in this year 2017, we commemorate 100 years of the sinking of SS Mendi, and the Mendi Memorial, which is situated in the University of Cape Town Sports Field, which was declared as a National Heritage Site on the 30th of December 2016. The 30th anniversary commemoration of the tragic passing of the African patriot and combatant President Samora Machel of Mozambique took place in October 2016 in Mbuzini. We mark the 50th anniversary of the mysterious death of the first African Nobel Peace Prize laureate on the continent, and the ANC president, Chief Albert Luthuli. We also mark the 40th anniversary of the brutal murder of the Black consciousness leader, Steve Biko. We also mark the 30th anniversary of what became to be known as Dakar talks between the leadership of the ANC at the time and the influential Afrikaner leaders initiated by President Diouf of Senegal. This is also the tragic 30th anniversary of the brutal and merciless murder of President Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso, the foremost fighter against colonialism and apartheid. These anniversaries demonstrate that we drank and continue to drink from the well of progressive humanity in our efforts to contribute in the resolution of the challenges that beset the world. As part of celebrating the centenary of O.R. Tambo, the South African Heritage Resources Agency will be engaged in different programs, amongst others, the declaration of Holy Cross in Flagstaff, where he attended school. We are also happy that the government of Zambia has recognized the former home of the late President O.R. Tambo as National Heritage Site. Chairperson, in recent times, racism has continued to come to the fore at times and raise ugly head. Legislation is being tightened and progress made so far in terms of mooted prevention and combating of hate crimes and hate speech bill. We have also witnessed violence meted against our women and children. When we take this and other incidents which have happened in the past of violent acts against people with albinism, of people attacking and targeting older women and labeling them as witches. All this point to one thing, that as a society, it is high time that we deal with the incidents as they come, but also look at broader approach. We need to talk about the culture of violence in South Africa. Because if we undermine the impact and the legacy of apartheid and colonialism in our society, we are going to have only ourselves to blame. With the moral regeneration movement and social cohesion advocates, a program is being mooted to ensure that society converse on this very difficult matter which faces us. Otherwise, that's the only way we are going to deal with the mutilated soul of South Africa in building the RDP of the soul, as Madiba would have said. Chair, last year saw the launch of Young Patriots program. The aim of this program is to teach the youth to love their people, culture, and country, to honor humanity, liberty, and peace. We need to teach our youth to respect the laws, institutions, and the rights and liberties that make us South Africans first, part of African continent, and a very important segment of the global world. I believe that these are the basis for solidarity among citizens and provide them with motivation to participate in public life and make sacrifices for the common good. I'm happy to report, Chairperson, that the Department of Arts and Culture, in this MTF period under review, has afforded 77 young graduates with an opportunity to gain workplace skills development. The department will continue to enhance this program. We also have engaged on a program which is a cultural diplomacy program. And this program, Madam Chairperson, is called the Seasons, the exchange of programs with other countries. We have in the past covered some in Europe, France, UK, China, Russia. Brazil is to unfold in this financial year, BRICS member countries collectively, and we ended with Algeria and Gabon. We're doing this through music, dance, cuisine, film, fashion, library. For an example, the Boris Yeltsin Library in Russia is in collaboration with the National Library of South Africa. The cultural seasons open the opportunities for artists, including Mzansi Youth Choir, to have been invited to participate in a choir festival in China in 2018. On cultural development, Chair, you would recall that we reported that we applied to Income Tax Act through the Davis Commission some 2 years ago. We have not succeeded because we believe that there has to be incentive for those who want to contribute in arts and culture. We are together with the Department of Sport working to ensure that this is realized. We also reported that we are working towards the establishment of Art Bank. I can report here today that by the end of May this year, in Newtown, Johannesburg, the Art Bank would be opened. We reported also last year our intention to start a debut fund for those who want to start something, whether it's music, whether it's poetry, or what have you. Whoever wants to have that first start, and that also is in process. And this year, we have started to advertise and ask people to apply. I also want to report that this year, for the first time, the people of Limpopo, who have always raised the issue of Performing Arts Center, their cries are going to be responded to, because together with the provincial government and the city of Polokwane, we have embarked on a process of ensuring that we build this arts center in that particular province. Our incubator program continues, and this time around, we have been joined by theaters. We have the Market Theatre Foundation as one of them, is also assisting in taking this one forward. On knowledge economy in the sector, the Cultural Observatory continues to play a key role in building the knowledge-based sector. Consistent with 2013 mapping study, recent research by the observatory has found that 2.93% of total employment in South Africa is currently within the cultural and creative sector, making it a significant source of employment. The Cultural Observatory will conduct the second creative industry mapping study during this financial year, 2017-2018. We have Mzansi Golden Economy, which continues to intervene strategically to assist artists in our country. I'll mention just a few. The DAC supported the Weekend Arts Festival in KwaZulu-Natal. A grant was provided to the International Marimba Steel Pan Festival, the 5th Annual Women Theatre Festival, the Rapid Lion, the South African International Film Festival was provided with a 3-year grant in support of BRICS Focus Film Festival that has helped to put South Africa film industry on the map and identify capable young people. The AC also supported a number of public art projects in the year under review. Standout examples include the promotion of South African coat of arms and schools emblem project, which used public art mosaic to promote South African national symbols among schools-going children. On the heritage front, the department continues to increase the tempo of decolonizing the heritage landscape through changing and standardizing names of geographical features. Over the 2016-2017 financial year, 3 government gazettes were issued, which culminated in the approval of 105 name changes. Amongst them, there were 20 in the Eastern Cape, 34 in Gauteng, 3 in Western Cape, 44 in KwaZulu-Natal, and 4 in the Northwest. For an example, a name, Triumph, in Gauteng was changed to its original name, Sophia Town. The Scottish Kloof here in Western Cape has been changed in line with the want or the needs of the people of this province to bulk up. All these chairperson are happening under the leadership of the Department of Arts and Culture. And on African World Heritage Fund, this fund, which celebrated its 10th anniversary in May last year, continues to train communities across the continent in the preservation of heritage sites to assist new tentative listings of these invaluable cultural heritage sites. On museums, Robben Island Museum has started the process of procuring a much-needed, locally built passenger ferry. This proudly South African museum has further developed a mobile app that will assist in improving the visitor experience on the island through utilizing the Wi-Fi to engage in self-guided tours at their own pace. The Nelson Mandela Museum has signed a partnership with Google, which will launch the Google Expedition that provides a virtual tour of the museum. The Freedom Park has developed a set of heroes and heroines program aimed at honoring the families of those who paid their ultimate price for freedom. As part of Women's Day celebration, in 2016, Freedom Park honored the legendary women for their role in the liberation struggle, in particular, the struggle of women emancipation. Mama Nokutela Mamdima Dube, wife of ANC President John Langalibelele Dube, Mama Nokutela was also honored by President Zuma, receiving a National Order of Baobab in gold on the 28th of April this year. In 2015, we set up a task team on transformation of the heritage landscape to facilitate discussions on the values and principles that should inform our monument, memorial, statues, and public spaces. I can report here that they did report back in February, and we asked them to finalize the program, which has to be finalized within 2 months. The Resistance and Liberation Heritage Route was seized with the development of infrastructure of heritage sites in all 9 provinces. And provinces have, in their own, identified areas. For instance, in Gauteng, the house of Charlotte Maxeke, the site of the low-fat massacre in Mpumalanga, Teflop campus in Limpopo, the women prison in Kroonstad in the Free State, Mama Gertrude Mpekwa site in the Northwest, Sarah Bartman Heritage Site in the Eastern Cape, sites associated with Mandela Route in the Western Cape, the site of Maibuya Uprising in the Northern Cape, and Matiwane Museum in KwaZulu-Natal. In June, the department will host Expert National Summit on Resistance and Liberation Heritage Route. The main purpose of this summit is to assess progress made in the implementation of Liberation Heritage Route in Southern Africa. We are proud to announce that there has been progress with national declarations for sites associated to the Resistance and Liberation Heritage Road Project.
Please conclude, Honorable Minister.
The following sites at the University of Fort Hare, Lilliesleaf, sites of Sharpeville Massacre, prison sites, and many others. Chair, as we conclude, we want to report that despite the challenges that are imposed by the current economic climate, we managed to create job opportunities in our sector. A total of 15,074 jobs were created in 2016-2017. 7,590 created in the MGE program. 1,423 jobs for librarian and support staff sustained through the Community Library Conditional Grant. 5,183 work opportunities created through the National Day celebrations, our infrastructure development and maintenance projects at our performing arts institutions have created 653 job opportunities in construction and 225 jobs created through our Seasons program and other international related programs. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Tom, please take the platform.
Sihlalo obekekileyo ndiyalibulela elithuba likhethekileyo silinikiweyo njengesigqeba esiphonononga imicimbi yesebe lobugcisa nenkcubeko. Egameni lesigqeba sihlalo obekekileyo ndamkela ngenhliziyo emhlophe nechulumancileyo bonke abathandi bobugcisa nenkcubeko. Ndamkele ngokukhethekileyo amalungu asebenza nesebe lobugcisa nenkcubeko ingakumbi kumaziko ancedisana neli sebe. Aba sihlalo obekekileyo ngabantu abanganiki xesha labo kuphela, ngabantu abanikela iziqu zabo ukwenza into yokuba lo msebenzi ube nempumelelo. Sibamkela ngokukhethekileyo. Samkela abadlali beqonga, samkela abaculi, samkela imbongi, samkela ababhali beencwadi, samkela bonke abenza ukuba ubomi bethu bube khaphu-khaphu. Kuba ngazo zonke izinto banciphisa inhlungu esiyivayo namhlanje kwimpilo esiyiphilayo. Sibamkela ngeenhliziyo zethu zonke. Lo nyaka sihlalo obekekileyo umiselwe ukukhumbula utata uOliver Reginald Kezana Tambo. Nangale nyanga sikuyo inyanga yokukhumbula onozala. Wonke umuntu olapha unomama. Ngengekhwapho umuntu ongenamama. Siphakamisa umama uJulia osizalela uKezana. Siphakamisa umama uNosekeni osizalela uRholihlahla ngokusizalela ezinkokheli ziphuma izandla. Kumncwabo ka-OR igqala lomzabalazo nenkokheli ephuma izandla siyaziyo nathi, uMadibomde wathetha la mazwi ndiyamcaphula. Let us all who live say while we live the ideals for which Oliver Tambo lived, sacrificed and died will not die. Let us, all of us who live, say that while we live, Oliver Tambo will never die. Loo nto ke ithi izinto ebemele zona uOliver Tambo, izinto ezinjengobuthandazwe, usithande isizwe sakho, uncame yonke into nobomi bakho, zizinto esizakulizeka emzekweni sizenze. Izinto ezifana nothando lwakhe, ukunikela, ubuntu, zizinto ezo esizakuhlala siqinisekile into baziyaphila as long as we live thina. Ngalenyanga yokubhiyozela iAfrika sithi sisesisigqeba Oosiens en dogters van Afrika, kinders van die son en kinders van die ruimtes, kom ons maak Afrika die boom van die lewe. Isabelo bugcisa inkcubeko nemvelaphi idlala indima ebalulekileyo ekukhuthazeni ubumbano nokwakha ubuzwe. Kananjalo idlala indima enkulu ekudilizeni imiqobo edala iyantlukwano. Ikwakhulisa uphuhliso noqoqosho. Kwantlandlolo ke thina sisesisigqeba sathatha isigqibo sokuba sigxininise ukuhlola amaziko asekwe lisebe kuba kaloku ingxenye yemali enikwa elisebe ama-80 ekhulwini 80% yimali esiwa kulamaziko. Sasithatha esi sigqibo sokuba siza kugxila apha kule ndawo imali iya kuyo. Isebe ukuqala kwethu usebenza nalo sihlalo obekekileyo lalingayibamba ngancam lento. Safika thina sathi sizawugxila apha and kule minyaka emihlanu izayo ayikho enye into sizayithetha, sawuthetha ii-entities. Ndithetha nawe nje iyakwazi amagosa esebe ayakwazi into yoba athethe kuqala phambi koba kuthethe iziko lona i-entity ibe ngawo achazayo into yoba nantsi into eyenzeka kwi-entity yile nto ifunwa sithi ke leyo. Siyayincoma i-department ngaloo nto yokuba namhlanje iyaqonda into yoba mayilandele imali eya kwii-entities. Siqhobela izandla uPensalp sihlalo bekekileyo kuba kaloku yena uPensalp njengoko ilungu lisitsho uvuka emangcwabeni not nase-ICU emangcwabeni. uPensalp ulandela umgomo wenkomfa kaKhongolose yama-53 apho kwakusithiwa makugxilwe kwiilwimi zabantu. Siyamncoma, simqhobela izandla ngomsebenzi awenzayo. Kananjalo ke sithe gqolo silandela into yokuba isebe malisebenzisane naye kude kufunywane isisombululo esakwenza singaphindele emva apho sisuka khona. Siyababulela abasebenzi bakaPensalp nobunkokheli bukaDr. Munareng. We thank you very much, Dr. Munareng, for realizing that leadership is not about being the best, but bringing the best out of others. Sithi mazene thol. Amaziko esiwabonileyo kulonyaka ayathembisa kakhulu. Imeko iyabonisa into yokuba kubhekwa phambili. Abantu basebenza nzima besebenzela into yokuba kubekho utshintsho nenguqu ebomini bethu. Kodwa sihlalo mphathiswa sekela mphathiswa khanimthathele ingqalelo uParkhoffs. Makathathele ingqalelo uParkhoffs kuba kuyonakala. Mayinikwe kananjalo inkxaso ku-NAC, National Arts Council, kungekonakali. Kwi-findings zethu xa besilindwendwele eliziko sithe i-department mayincedise ekubeni kwenziwe i-team building ukwenzela into yokuba abantu bafumane indlela yokusebenzisana. Lento ayikho ngamntu, lento ingabantu. Ayikho ngamntu, ingabantu lento. Kuba ke iba lusizi into yoba ufumane kwi-entities kula maziko abantu bexabana ngetyhiniphi uyikhangele lento baxabana ngayo ayikho. Yingxaki ke leyo. Abantu baxabane ngezinto ezifuna eziphakathi kwabo bangaxabani ngomsebenzi lo funeka bewenzile apha. Amaziko olondolozo lwendalo, i-museums, basebenza kakuhle abantu abakula maziko. Phantsi kweemeko ngelinye ixesha ezibuthathaka. Bajonge indlela yokuphila kwethu apho sisuka khona bade babonise nendlela esasiphila ngayo. Basebenze nangezinto zobugcisa ezenza into yokuba abantu bavuleke ingqondo. Basuka bafikelwa yinto ekuthiwa nguGRAP 103. General Recognized Accounting Practices 103. Lonto ibatsalele emva. Sithethile nesebe sathi khanimjonge lo GRAP 103. Kuba kaloku athi namaziko ebesesebenza kakuhle. Kuba kufika uGRAP 103 atsalele emva, lonto ke ngoku ibasokolise xa besebefuna uncedo kwezinye indawo kuthiwa hayi nina nifumene iziphumo ezingalunganga kumphicotho zincwadi. Siyavuya ke mphathiswa through you chairperson into kuba isebe lidibene nomphicotho zincwadi ladibana nesebe lezezimali apho kuhlalwe phansi kuqondwa ukuba kungenziwa njani na ukwenzela into yoba igyokhwe le kaGRAP 103 yenziwe ibe lula noko. Sisesisigqeba sihleli sayixoxa imicimbi ebekwe phambi kwethu lisebe. Senza sakukho into isizifumanayo senza izindululo. Mandiye apha kule ndawo ukwenzela into yoba lithi liphela ixesha ndibe sendigqibile. Indaba yasenyokeni yindaba exoxiweyo yikomiti. Yindaba esihlelele phansi sayicela idepartment uba mayisiphathele ezincwadi ze-forensic investigation. Ngelo xesha babesa yayisesemagqwetheni abo nabo sathi sayifuna izani nayo apha. Yafika ekomitini sathi kuba ingekapapasho sizayithatha nathi njengekomiti sisebenze ngayo apha phakathi. Singakhuphi magama kuba ayikapapasho. Sixoxile sinaso isindululo apha esitshoyo into yoba yenzeke ngendlela engafanelekanga. Isebe ke ngoku into emaliyenze malithathe abantu abenze izinto ngendlela egwenxa lidilishane nabo ukwenzela into yokuba kuthi ukuba kubhekwa phambili kwenzeke yonke into phakathi komthetho. Kuba yeyona nto singayo thina njenge-portfolio committee into yoba umthetho makusetyenziswe wona. Asinabanxamnye nomthetho nanini na. I-report izile kuthi sinesindululo esikhoyo esibhaliweyo in black and white ebesigqityiwe kwintlanganiso ebesinayo yoku-adopta i-report. Chairperson, in conclusion, I would like to thank the members of the A team, that's the Portfolio Committee on Arts and Culture, for being such a formidable team. A team that is clear that nothing is about us, but everything is about the people. I would also like to thank the management, Jabu, Vera, Fiona, Lindumzi, and Joni. We are really grateful for your commitment and for the support that you provide to the committee. We would also like to thank the officials of the department for realizing and understanding that when we ask questions, we don't do it to boost our egos, but for their own good and for the good of the department, for the good of government, and for the good of the people of South Africa. And I had already thanked the members of the councils of the different entities, those people who are doing a sterling job without sometimes being paid or getting very minimal, stipend or whatever. But I think what is important is that those people give of themselves to the society of South Africa. We thank them very much.
Thank you, Honorable.
I would like to quote
Thank you very much.
Fezile Dantile in his book, Lest We Forget.
Thank you.
We all need to subscribe to a good work ethic. We must refrain from arriving at work as late as possible, contribute as little as possible, and go home leaving our workplace as early as possible. Let us strive to not only meet the people's expectations, but to exceed them. I thank you.
Ke a leboga bagaetsho go motsamaisi wa tiro e ya tekanyetsokabo ya tsa ngwao le setso go lona botlhe bagaetsho dumelang. Ke simolola ka gore go botlhe bao maikaelelo a bona e leng go tlhokofatsa le go utlwisa bokgaitsedi a rona le bomma rona botlhoko seo se se ke sa diragala mo leineng la rona re ba supa ka monwana. Ke a leboga. Chairperson, this is yet another year and yet another budget vote. We are all sitting here and deliberating, hoping for the best to come out of these deliberations. South Africans are also glued to their televisions, listening with bated breath, hoping for a budget that will turn their lives around for the better. The SABC, the struggling public broadcaster, is on the brink of a financial collapse. Just how deep are the financial commitments to artists? This public corporation owes the South African Music Rights Organization 14.5 million. The South African Music Rights Association, 52.7 million. The Association of Independent Record Companies, 2.8 million. The Composers, Authors, and Publishers Association, 3 million. And the Recording Industry of South Africa, 2.4 million. The outstanding money only serves to undermine the good work and positive contribution that our artists make. And whilst they struggle to survive, the department drags its heels in updating and regulations to better protect the artists. Honorable Minister, the Copyrights Amendment and the Performance Protection Amendment Bill aims to develop a legal framework on copyrights and related rights aiming to protect the artists and performers. Hence, payment of royalties is not optional, but an imperative. However, collecting societies must be regulated by the Companies and Intellectual Properties Commission.
Honorable, take a seat. Honorable member.
Thank you, Chairperson. I'm just rising on relevance. I think the speech is not for this department, it's for communications department. Can you rule on that?
Honorable Bongo. Rabutapi. Honorable Bongo, thank you very much. It just must cite a rule. Just assist us with the rule that we are using to stand in front of order. Honorable Rabutapi, proceed.
Honorable Minister, we have many orphan works, and we must help our rural communities and artists who note songs and pen works of literary value, copyright ownership, and make sure that these works are not stolen. Therefore, this department must embark on a program of information. There are key issues in the budget like Program 2, Monitoring and Evaluation, which takes up 10% of this program annually, but has yet to table a report to the Portfolio Committee. This year sees a substantial increase of 23.9 in the office accommodation budget, which sees allocation jump to 39.8, higher than the normal inflationary increase. Has the staff complement increased? No. And to think that all this happened before we were downgraded to junk status, what can we expect more? The Mzansi Golden Economy Program only succeeds in creating space for consultants and contractors. The DAC outsources services to alleviate capacity constraints within the department. Honorable Minister, please instruct your DG to stop cadre deployment and employ skilled people, whilst placing greater focus on developing those already within your department. What we find here is empowerment of the empowered. You can trust the DA will, in their efforts, employ skilled personnel, ensure that...
Rabutapi, just hold on. Honorable members, let's allow him to be heard. Please, Honor.
Thank you, sir. You can trust that the DA will, in their effort to employ skilled personnel, ensure that freedom, fairness, and opportunity thrives by employing skilled personnel fit for the purpose. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Rabutapi. Mhlonishwa Khawula. Honorable members, let us allow Mhlonishwa Khawula. Mhlonishwa Khawula.
Ngicela ungivikele Nkosi yami ngoba la ngizosebenza. Njenge EFF asivumelani nalesabelo mali.
Honorable members, let us allow her, please.
Baze banomona weJesu abantu.
Mhlonishwa Khawula.
Lo mnyango nakuba kade uthole isabelo esikhulu njengo 4.4 billion. Usuhluleke wancama ukufeza izidingo zabantu. Futhi kuze kube yimanje awukabi naye ngisho Director General sekuphele iminyaka emithathu yonke. Lo mnyango kumele ngabe yiwo ohamba phambili ekuqhubeni imikhankaso yokuthi sibuye emasisweni. Kunokuba umnyango usebenzise isabelo mali ukubuyisa isithunzi sabantu bokudabuka kuleli lesabelo mali sigcine siwela ezandleni zenkohlakalo noma isetshenziswe budedengu ezinhlweleni ezingasizi neze njengesizwe ikakhulukazi esinsundu sona esingaphansi kwengcindezi yongxowankulu. Kuyisimo esidabukisayo ukuthi emva kweminyaka engama-23 sikwintando yeningi namanje lo mnyanga ukazisusi izithixo lezi ezigcwele ezazibekwe ngesikhathi sobandlululo kulelizwe lethu. Ukuba ukhongolose uzimisele ngokubuyisa isithunzi sabantu abamnyama esathatha wongxiwankulu ngabe kudala baziwisa lezi thixo zabacindezeli ukwehlisa amalengiso komnyango ukugqugquzela izilimi zabantu kuyethusa kakhulu lokhu okudala ukuthi umnyango uyanhlanhlatha njengoba awunawo uhlelo olucacile
On a point of order, Chair.
umonakalo owadalwa ubandlululo olwashiwa izilimi zabantu. Awazwa waphapha nonhlanhla uzokwaliwa wena kaZulu Natal uphika nalabo abantu. Hayi phoqa umuntu wasemzini.
Kaula. Kune point of order.
Chairperson, can Honorable Kaula withdraw ukuthi ngaze ngaphapha? On a serious note. And Chair, I want to ask Honorable Kaula if she can take a question. Mara, she must start by withdrawing ngaze ngaphapha.
Ngiyaxolisa we muntu wasemzini. Mase ngiqedile. Hey God, yazi bangibambezela. Izilimi zabantu bakulelizwe zagqitshwa. Ekufanele ngokomthetho abantu bokufika la ibona kwafanele bafunde izilimi zethu. Nothi kube yithina sigqilazwe ngazo. Uma nje ungake uye kunoma yisiphi isitolo esithengisa izincwadi ungafika ubone umhlola izincwadi ezigcwele khona zibhalwe ondlebe ezikhanyilanga. Kwalezi izikhuluma ngomlando wakithi zibhalwe yibo futhi isimo esifanayo uma ubheka nakwezenye kumafilimu alukho uxhaso kubantu bakithi abamnyama ezethu indaba ziphethwa abandlebe ezikhanyilanga. Lapha ya eBhulwa inkosi yakhona okwakuyinkosazana yakhona uMiss Scofield wanqunywa ngesikhathi sobandlululo nani niyakwazi kwakumhla ka14 December 21 bembiza ngekhafula. Ngikhuluma nani kuyimanje ayikaze ikhulunywa indaba yabo ukuthi kubuyisa isithunzi. Kanjalo nenkosi yakaqwabe nayo lapha yabulawa ilwela lelizwe. Ngiyacela ukuthi ngalesi sikhathi uminisi ungase KZN akafunda ukuthi mayikhuluma ngamasiko enze into esemthethweni. Thina abantu bala eSouth Africa uyaphetha siyayirejecta le budget yakho wena ushota ngophansi uyabalenga.
Honorable Chairperson, Minister Unumzan, the Grove, Ngisafunda isiZulu. The Grove Initiative of South Africa has identified the creative industries as one of the drivers of sustainable economic opportunities and livelihoods of local communities, mostly in the rural areas. While expanding business opportunities for small, medium and minor enterprises. It's therefore of great concern that reports of maladministration and incompetent management in the majority of the departments, even in the 18. Public libraries in this country have taken major steps in transformation, but still have huge tasks and roles to play in assisting the people. Our poor, and upon what the EFF is saying, it's not only white people, all people trying to read. The poor, especially in the rural areas, does not have the financial resources to buy computers and such, but they have the same need to access of information as in any other citizen. And this remains a major key to personal development and improvement of social, economic, technical, and scientific skills, not only for the individual concerned, but also required in the labor market. In the last budget year, the DIC budgeted 21.5 million in order to strengthen its internal controls and compliance. And needless to say, there was no compliance and even worse internal controls. Crucial documents disappear regularly from the National Archives in Pretoria. How do we secure vulnerable records when no financial assistance has been received directly towards this much-needed function? The DIC must remember their primary function is the further development and maintaining of existing sites of our creative industry and, of course, the promotion of arts and marketing of heritage sites, all of which are near collapse. A cultural project to accommodate maidens during the annual Reed Dance ceremony, a government-led project, initially of 129 million, shocking tales of contractors overcharging with much as 200%, 132.8 million paid for work not even done, paid consultants 20 million for a corrugated shack that was half constructed. And now the media is trying to implicate King Goodwill Swallow-Tinney, who has absolutely nothing to do with this, who didn't even know about the contractors or consultants or their fees. And this was this department's responsibility. We are quite shocked that King Goodwill has been implicated in this, or the impression created that he is, which is completely wrong and misdirected. Waar is hierdie fondse heen? Oorseese besoeke, hotelakkommodasie en bonusse vir uitvoerende beamptes, alle dinge wat nie die jong en sukkelende kunstenaars bevoordeel, maar meer die behoefte na selfverryking van die meeste departemente beklemtoon. Om die basis van kuns en kultuur te vergroot, moet hierdie departement deur voorbeeld lei om al die kulture in Suid-Afrika te omhels. Daarvoor het die departement kuns en kultuur die finansiële ondersteuning van die begroting nodig, maar ook baie belangrik die kundigheid en bestuursvernuf om onregmatige vermorsing van fondse te bekamp. Corruption has become an epidemic way of doing business in this country, and quite simply, we cannot longer tolerate or defend this, because it seems that the burden of enforcing the law has become greater than an administrative capacity and will dedicated to eradication. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you, Honorable Esther Hazen. I will now call upon Honorable S.C. Mwabe.
Uxolo lapho ngaphambili wemhlonishwa.
Honorable Member.
Bengithi angisho ukuthi angisiqedanga njalo i-statement sami bengifuna ukusisho. Ngifuna unothe phansi lokho.
Honorable Member, what rule are you rising? On what rule are you rising, Honorable Member? No rule.
Ngiyabonga, uyabona ke ngiyakuthanda makhuluma ngama rules. Rule 75.
Okay, yeah, all right. All right, thank you, Honorable Member. I am advised that your time actually had expired.
Ukuthi bangidistebile labantu bakho.
You may proceed, Honorable Member.
Ngibonga isihlalo ehloniphekile. Ngaphambili ngibingelele edingiswayo nesekela lakho. Ongqongqoshe bonke abakhona namasekela abo. Amalungu ahloniphekile eParliament ihambeli zethu ekhona. Kakhulukazi nefundiswa zakithi ngibonile usolwazi baba uPhithi Kantuli, ubaba uBheki Mngomezulu kanye nabanye. Ngiqale ngokubonga sihlalo wekomiti ukuthi nawe uphuthuma ugeze isithombe sibe bese sivezwa ngabamaphepha ngendlunkulu kaZulu ngodaba lasenyokweni. Ngicabanga ukuthi okushoyo kuyahambisana nokushiwo ubaba uJudge Jerome Ngwenya omkhulumeli wendlunkulu nendaba zesilo ukuthi la khona ongahambanga kahle umthetho mawudlala indawo yawo. Ngikushayela izandla lokho okwenzile sihlalo ukuthi nawe usheshe ucacise lo ngoba abamaphepha bamelene nezinto zakithi kakhulukazi lezi ezithinta amasiko nezobuciko. Ngiyabonga sihlalo. The core mandate of the Department of Arts and Culture is to enhance the nation building and social cohesion. The NFP believes that successfully executing this mandate will assist the government in transforming society and uniting our country. The NFP is encouraged to note that the department's annual budget has been increased from 4.1 billion from 2016 to 2017 to 4.4 billion for the current fiscal year. Equally encouraging is to see the allocation amongst the 4 programs which reflect the prioritization of the department's spending and the emphasis placed on promoting and developing arts and culture and programs aimed at heritage promotion and preservation. Despite good work done by the department, the report of the Portfolio Committee lists a selection of carefully considered observations and recommendations, which we agree with. Foremost among the recommendations is that the department should fill the 3-year-old vacant post of Director General. We believe that filling this crucial vacancy will go a long way in addressing several of the management challenges faced by the department. Equally important is the recommendation that the department should address the non-compliance of its entities, which generally recognize accounting practices, to ensure that substandard accounting is avoided. Finally, Chairperson, the NFP appeals to the department and you, Minister, to make every effort possible to promote our local performing artists. We were greatly impressed with the initiative at the SABC to use 90% local content on our Bongo, on our radio station and televisions. It is an initiative which we support because it empowers our own artists who have been victims of exploitation in this industry for decades, resulting in the majority of them dying poor. The fact that this initiative was championed by the popular Claude Mutsoeneng, who has been negatively implicated in the failures of the SABC, does not mean that it's a rubbish initiative. On contrary, the value of the 90% local content initiative lies in restoring the dignity of our South African artists, who are mostly young people. In addition, the NFP rejects the narrative that 90% local content is negatively affecting the finances of the SABC. We believe that this narrative is sponsored by those who have been exploiting our artists for years, enriching themselves at the expense of the sweat and tears of our South African artists and our black artists in particular. In conclusion, Chair Nyambose, we support this budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member Mwabe. I will now call upon the Honorable Deputy Minister.
Hakulebue modula stulo. Kilebue letona mohlomphehi Ntate Mthethwa. Modula stulo wa komiti mohlomphehi Mmetom. Ditho tsa parlamente kaofela le baeti kaofela. I would like to immediately convey my gratitude to Minister Mthethwa and the entire department for warmly welcoming me in their midst. Minister, thanks for welcoming me again. You first welcomed me in the Department of Police 7 years ago. Here, it seems as if I'm stuck with you. Also, Chair, I wish to thank Umtwana, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, and all other leaders and people who wrote me letters of congratulations and best wishes, wishing me success in my new portfolio. Ndiyabulela, kyaleboa. Ndimi kweli qonga ngenhliziyo ebuhlungu ngokulahlekelwa kabuhlungu zintsana ngamantombazana, amanina, phansi kwezandla zobundlobongela nezonkohlakalo zokubulalwa kwabo nokudlwengulwa. Therefore, Chairperson, we are obligated to pay tribute to both our artists, creative workers who suddenly died in the period under review, artists like Mama Thandi Klassen, Baba Joe Mafela, and recently Mandla Hlachwayo and others, and also to our innocent, vulnerable groups, that is women and children, who fell victims to violence and brutality, as alluded to by Minister Mthethwa. Because right now in our country, we are experiencing heightened violent, hateful crimes against innocent people of all backgrounds, races, classes, ages, and gender. Buphi, ubuntu, butu, bukai. And rightfully so, our number one citizen, the president, is outraged, and so are the whole law-abiding citizens of this country. Chairperson, it is with this reason that even the cabinet is insisting that our Department of Arts and Culture must quickly draft, complete, and submit a comprehensive strategy on the promotion of social cohesion and nation building. As far back as in 2001, His Excellency the President Jacob Zuma, in his then capacity as the Deputy President of the country, observed that, I quote, "Moral regeneration is not something which can be left to either government or religious community alone. We require the participation of all sectors in this campaign against child rape and sexual violence in South Africa." End quote. Bana batari entsho, ho senyeile kae? Botho ba rona bo ile kae? O bolelwa ke eng ka pelong ya hao ha motho o no tshwanetse gore o mo rate e be le wena ya nkang moya wa hae? Chairperson, factors which include the decline in the standards of morality or moral fiber have nothing to do with the core mandate of our law enforcement agencies per se. The whole South African nation and its communities must therefore become the last line of defense, the alpha and omega in the fighting and preventing violence and preserve behavior against our most vulnerable groups in our society, especially women and children, because this violence is committed by the people most closest to them. The much-needed national strategy on social cohesion and nation building has to yield to a foundation that says all community sectors, including traditional leaders, parents, families, members, and indeed educators, are unwittingly frontline officers in identifying people who could potentially pose a risk to the peace and order of our communities and families. As the Ministry of Arts and Culture, we will then enhance the cooperation and collaboration we currently have with the Department of Basic Education. Our young people and learners must be empowered to understand the unique heritage that this country has before they can even begin to understand the related national symbols such as your national flag, your national anthems, and many other more. Building a social cohesive nation and national identity will thus not only be about hosting a South African flag in each and every school. National identity to our young people, the future of this country, must also start to mean a deep appreciation of the values that are entrenched in our heritage and history as a nation and country, which have intrinsically informed the preamble of our Constitution. Chairperson, our national department projects on archiving languages and library are not only about preservation of a heritage or a culture or a tradition. They are fundamentally about our identity, who we are as South Africans, who we are as a nation. This is at least what was proven to me when I attended the 2017 National Archives Awareness Week, the departmental campaign that ran from the 8th to the 12th of May in various districts of the Western Cape. This particular campaign seeks to show that South Africans can never appreciate or love what they have achieved as a collective society since 1994 if we don't know who we are and where we come from as a nation and as a country. The departmental project of the reprint of the South African classics written in indigenous languages will thus not only encourage and promote our children in writing, speaking, and reading in their respective indigenous languages. This classic literature will fundamentally transmit a unique wealth of knowledge and value system of Ubuntu, ubumelwane, ubudlelwane, and imbeko. All pillar stones of social cohesion and nation building that South Africa so yearns for. There is a saying that charity begins at home, but so is prejudice. The migration from one belief system to another has had negative ramifications for our children and has not been easy for parents to make their children feel the same zeal for their roots. More than often, black children attending private affluent schools are encouraged to regard English as a superior language than their native or their mother tongue. As a result, they avoid speaking their mother tongue to avoid feeling rejected by their peers. As parents, teachers, leaders, and government, we have a major role to play. We must always emphasize the importance of learning to appreciate one's mother tongue in order to gain self-awareness. To be able to learn, speak, write in respective mother tongues, strengthening self-esteem of every child. The South African Heritage Resource Agency indeed has a critical role in facilitating the promotion, preservation, and transmission of our heritage by documenting and archiving the living human resource knowledge. We will then have to further expand the project Women of Power. It must not be a once-off publication, but an ongoing project with the aim to archive this wealth of wisdom and knowledge from elderly rural women who are making enormous contribution to their communities through the arts, culture, and heritage. Chairperson, the development of new terminology for indigenous languages do become languages of science, medicine, technology, and commerce can only be possible if we have strong implementable policies, programs, projects on indigenous language promotion, centers for reading, writing, and publishing literature written in indigenous languages, and archival institutions. We are pleased to acknowledge that the Department of Arts and Culture is still in the forefront, creating a large pool of highly qualified language professionals. Sihlalo, silisebe lobugcisa nenkcubeko. Namhlanje sindendwele apha ngugqirha Hleze Khunju owenze imbali kweli loMzantsi Afrika ngokuthi atyikitye izibhalo zakhe zemfundo ephakamileyo i-PhD thesis ngolwimi lwesiXhosa. Ukhona apha uhamba nomama wakhe. Makaphakame. Sithi kuwe Dr. Hleze nomama uKhunju sithi hunju mama ukuzala kukuzolula. And Dr. Hleze Khunju is currently lecturing isiXhosa at the Sol Plaatje University in Kimberley, Northern Cape. Dr. Hleze uvela eMqanduli. Kwaye uselusana. He is only 30 years old. Yiyona lento sibona ephekelezwa ngumama. Namhlanje utata umama, umamqoma, umthembu. Ndisaphinda ndithi mama ukuzala kukuzolula. Dr. Hleze's thesis was inspired by his stay in Zimbabwe, where he taught music and drama, and where he discovered a large community of Xhosa-speaking people, 200,000 of them living in Zimbabwe, who were taken from the Eastern Cape to Zimbabwe by Cecil Don Rhodes in the 1800s. The achievement of Dr. Hleze is not only progressive for transformation and decolonizing education, breaking the barriers in the academia. Well done, Buti. This achievement is also part of social cohesion and heritage preservation that is so needed in our country and our continent. Therefore, it is an achievement for the whole of Africa. This is indeed a good story to tell, befitting the Africa Month we are currently celebrating, and definitely a definite testament to the potential that our indigenous language possesses. Chairperson, preserving our indigenous languages will ensure that the evolution of our society will not change our heritage foundation, but only adjust it. And we will not be able to adjust it if we are not a reading nation. Our department will then continue to prioritize the building and upgrading of libraries in our communities, especially in the rural communities. It is a fact that most of our rural communities and rural schools do not have libraries. In this instant, I would like to pay tribute to our former Deputy Minister of Arts and Culture, Ms. Rejoice Mabuda Fasi, who ensured that the Nkuru village in Limpopo receives a modular library in 2016, whilst a new library is currently being built. This library initiative definitely transformed the atmosphere in rural communities and their schools towards having great inspiration of growing with life despite their impoverished settings here. The culture of reading inspiring books and archiving important milestones achieved by our nation during colonialism, apartheid, and post-first democratic elections will mean and ensure resilience to our rich history and heritage. Chairperson, the department definitely needs more funding, as it is shocking to know that as a country, we still cannot archive one of our best milestones as a nation, the 2010 Soccer World Tournament. It's not archives. Therefore, we need funding in order for us to be able to do that. Archiving our achievements as a nation and preserving our heritage and using one's mother tongue will also help with extra tool for success. For instance, rural-based people will have the high esteem and courage to integrate the indigenous socio-economic system with current technology. It is for this reason I had also decided to pay a courtesy visit to His Majesty King Zanelizwe Dalindyebo of Abatembu in Ubumbane, Eastern Cape on the 18th of May. The King and the attending chiefs raised concerns, amongst others, the non-completion of an art and culture multipurpose center, the marginalization of the rural youth and women from arts and culture projects funded by the department. The ministry will make a follow-up visit in the course of this financial year, bringing along the relevant top management of the Department of Arts and Culture in order to effect much-needed arts and culture projects for the youth and women, and to also address the incomplete building in Bombane with the provincial government of the Eastern Cape. We are also going to visit the rest of the 8 provinces to further engage with the various traditional leaders, as their respective concerns and challenges will never be the same. What remains a common
Minister, may you round up?
Even the characters that are yearning to the entrepreneurs are interdependent on the relationship with the traditional leaders. In conclusion, I want to assure our arts and culture stakeholders that the current white paper on arts and culture that is currently being reviewed all will definitely ensure that as many South Africans as possible will have access to enjoy the arts and culture offerings. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister of Arts and Culture. I will now call upon Honorable NLS Kwangwa. All right, honorable members, I will now move on to the next speaker, which is Honorable P.W.A. Mulder.
Chairperson, first also my congratulations to the doctorate on the other side. I'm proud of everyone that does it in his own language, in his mother tongue. I think that's very special. Sir, under the leadership of this minister, many entities of his department moved from clean audits to qualified audits. From the taxpayer's perspective and from a media perspective, this reflects very badly on the present minister. If I wanted to play cheap politics, I must ask that he be replaced as minister immediately. And you know that happens easily in these days. But that would not be fair. Why not? Because many entities moved from clean audits to qualified audits because of GRAP 103. This accounting standard requires that everything in entities' collections must be valued, an impossible task that is negatively affecting the audit outcomes of most of the entities. How do you determine the value of a collection of 1,000 butterflies or Mahatma Gandhi's glasses in that sense? What makes it even more unfair is that there was an exemption given to the entities by the Minister of Finance for the period 2015, 2016 up till 2017. Look at Government Gazette 39777. Many museums, like the War Museum of the Boer Republics that we visited as a portfolio committee, received clean audit reports for all the previous years, but not for this period, exactly the period that technically they got exemption. So at the moment, entities lose donations because the donors have a policy not to donate to entities with a qualified audit. Honourable Minister, it is so important that the department, the entities, National Treasury and the Auditor General come together and identify what can be done to rectify this matter. Sir, the Reed dance is an important cultural event and part of Zulu culture. King Goodwill Zwelithini asked the department that the Reed dance venue be improved. Now, sir, in the newspapers we read about 132 million already spent and another 29 million budgeted by the department for this. According to the Sunday Times, and none of it is correct, the new facility will cost around 1 billion. According to the Sunday Times, King Goodwill is urging that the project must go ahead despite the price. The Minister must please give us the real facts about this issue. Sir, who is the second biggest landowner in South Africa after the government? King Goodwill Zwelithini. King Goodwill Zwelithini receives 59 million taxpayers' money every year just for his households. The king has already been paid by the state around 550 million over the past decade. Could it not be financed from these amounts? To again be fair to the minister, and I don't like to be fair all the time, I must again say that he inherited this problem. He had ordered construction to stop and a forensic investigation to take place, and surely that is positive. But if the department continue funding the building at Nkoyeni, they without doubt will be setting a certain precedence. Meneer, ek kan aan baie kultuur en ander organisasies dink, ook Afrikaanse organisasies uit my wêreld, wat sal eis dat die departement dieselfde vir hulle doen. Om watter rede kan die minister dan dit weier? Dit is bemoedigend dat die departement die verbetering van die situasie by Pansat as 'n prioriteit stel. Just as the previous board was starting to have success, unluckily, in turning Pansat financially around, the minister unilaterally decided to dissolve the board. So I'm still convinced it was a mistake, and I said it at that time. A mistake which puts the development of multilingualism in South Africa back many years. I then predicted that South Africa will lose years before a new board will be appointed and be able to understand the complications of the current problems at Pansat. One problem, for example, is the establishment of the national lexicography units and their position as orphans at the moment, the amended Pansat Act of 1999. Both the Review Committee on Chapter 9 institutions and the Minister of Finance, in a letter to the President, recommended that these units at Pansat be moved to the department. But these units are still made to be financially responsible to Pansat. At the moment, they are all financially in trouble and their problems are not addressed. Meneer, hierdie woordeboekeenhede speel 'n uiters belangrike rol om al 11 die amptelike tale van Suid-Afrika te dokumenteer, van woordeboeke te voorsien en so die taalverskeidenheid van Suid-Afrika te bevorder, sodat ons meer doktersgrade kan kry, ook in ander tale as net in Engels. Dit lyk nou net nog 'n voorbeeld dat die regering en die departement nie regtig ernstig is oor die bevordering van Suid-Afrika se taalverskeidenheid nie, want hier was 'n geleentheid om dit reg te maak en tans word dit afgeskeep. Ek dank u.
Member Melder, I'll now call upon Honorable N.K. Bilankulu.
mtshami wa xitulu holobye wa ndzawulo ya vutshila na ndhavuko nkulukumba na Mthethwa xikan'we na mpfuni wa n'wina vachaviseki hinkwenu lava mi nga kona haleni va matlhari na va swirhondzo ndza mi losa ri perile ndzi pfumeleleni ni sungula hi ku kombisa leswaku hi ri African National Congress hi nga vandla leri nga ku fumeni hi susumeta mpimanyeto lowu kunguhatiweke wa ndzawulo ya vutshila na ndhavuko wa 4.4 wa mabiliyoni leswaku yi va yona mali leyi va nga ta yi tirhisa. Mo ni tlhela ni ya kombisa kwala muchaviseki minister ku loko ma hata kuma budget leyi hi vona swi fanerile leswaku xivandla lexi nga pfuleka xa director general na timanejara tin'wani swi ya pfariwa. Lembe lera 2017 hi rin'wana ra malembe lama hi ri African National Congress hi ri tekaka ku ri lembe ra nkoka eka nhlangano na le ka vutomi bya hina tanihi vaaki va Afrika-Dzonga. Hi lava ku tlangela no pembela vutomi lebyinene lebyi hanyiweke hi un'wana wa valwela ntshunxeko tatana Oliver Regional Tambo. I ku navela ka ndzawulo leswaku kun'wana kwala ku fambeni ka lembe ku va na ku tlangela siku leri hi ku hetiseka hi ku hi navela ku vona hi ri na tiko ro antswa, tiko ra Afrika-Dzonga wo antswa kumbe tiko ra Afrika ro antswa. Mutshami wa xitulu tanihi manana wa muAfrika tanihi mhani ni twa ni ri na ku vaviseka swinene loko ni vona ka ha ri na vatatana lava nga swi koteku ku twisisa kumbe ku hanyeka kwala ka misava leyi hanyaka eka yona, lava tshamaka va ri na ku xanisa ehenhla ka vana na vamanana hi swa masangu na ku dlayiwa ka vona. Ingaku Xikwembu xi nga hi twela vusiwana vanhu lava va khomiwa hi ku copeta ka tihlo va ya vekiwa evuchavela hwawa lava nga ta kota ku ya hanya kahle kona vana va hina va ta sala va hlayisekile. Hi ri African National Congress hi pfumela ni ku tshemba leswaku va ndzawulo ya xiphorisa xikan'we na vaakatiko va ta tirhisana eka mhaka leyi ku vona leswaku vugevenga lebyi bya herisiwa na ku vona leswaku byi hela byi fika emakumu ku ta va na kurhula na ntshamiseko etikweni. Honorable members, President J.G. Zuma, in his 2016 manifesto for local government elections, alluded under social cohesion and nation building that together we shall promote social cohesion and nation building in municipalities through ensuring that municipal programs respond to the socio-economic need to all citizens. Honoring and celebrating collective heritage in all communities, building community shelters and venues for worship to accommodate diverse cultural and religious activities. Upgrading community arts centers in all communities, organizing sports and recreational activities which are aimed at promoting nation building, and also promoting a culture of dialogue as part of efforts to build a social compact for local growth and development. Organizing cultural activities where people from diverse backgrounds experience their cultural identities, belief system, and values. In this, the year of Comrade O.R. Tambo, the important work of the Department of Arts and Culture and its entities comes into a sharp focus. The department's priorities encompass the blueprint of the fulfillment of Chapter 15 of the National Development Plan and the MTSF Outcome 14. Nation building and social cohesion, advancing education and literacy in previously marginalized communities, and professionalizing and capacitating the arts, culture, and heritage sector. These efforts all contribute to the plan to transform the sector and unleash its social and economic potential. It was Comrade Tambo who said, "We have a vision of South Africa in which black and white shall live and work together as equals in conditions of peace and prosperity." This quote embodies the very essence of the vast possibilities that can emerge from the work of the department. Budgeting is both a retrospective and progressive process, and therefore, It is fitting that we look both past achievement and future endeavors when reflecting on the budgetary allocation for the sector. Honorable members, over the past financial years, progress has been made and achievements have been attained on a number of fronts. The hosting of all important community conversations, celebrating national days, and strengthening the role of social cohesion advocates will continue this year, showing government's commitment to living up to the vision of a free and unified nation. The department managed all this, having that vacancy rate that I alluded to you, Minister, that it needs to be taken care of. Building a better South Africa means we can build a better Africa. Though the department's successful Africa Month celebration, we assist in promoting the AU's Agenda 2063 and the particular building an Africa with a strong cultural identity, common heritage, values, and ethics. The success of the Africa Month program in 2016 has prompted the expansion of the program to a month-long of celebration, taking place as we speak. Honorable members, culturally, we have much to offer to the global audience. Building on from its successful collaboration on a number of international programs, the department will implement SA Russian Season Project and participate in the BRICS program. The children of any nation are its future. A country, a movement, a person that does not value its youth and children does not deserve its future. So said O.R. Tambo. In the current global oppressive economy, youth unemployment in South Africa is very high, and the current rate of around 25%. There is a need to fast-track employment and capacity building of young people. The department must be applauded for its relentless determination to address this matter. In 2017-18, it aims to award not less than 320 bursaries towards the development of qualified language practitioners. It also aimed to place 340 artists in schools to improve the teaching of arts and basic education, and by building arts, culture, and heritage infrastructure in rural areas and infrastructure monument. It also plans to build 26 new libraries and provide assistance to not fewer than 65 students who wish to take up heritage studies. This will ensure that the playing fields are leveled and all children and youth have equal access to quality education. It is the epitome of the potential of this sector to advance transformation and address intergenerational poverty, inequality, and injustice. On consideration of the proposed budget vote for arts and culture, it is clear that this department, which has a mandate that is close to the heart of all South Africans, continually receives one of the smallest budget allocation across government departments. With a mandate that has far-reaching implications and a budget of a mere 4.4 billion, it is clear from the range of success emanating from its work that this department is a shining example of how we should be striving to do more with less. As stated by the President of this country, Honorable J.J. Zuma, in his 2016 State of the Nation address. Let us reflect on the words of Comrade Tambo and ruthlessly pursue ideals and principles that will move us closer to fulfilling the vision of a united and thriving South Africa. Ndzawulo, arts and culture, indzawulo yiriyoshe, hekutirhisana na DTI, yi alela naku xavisiwa, naku kandziyisiwa ka vunanga, swi nga ri enawini. Piracy. Swilo sweswo swi endla ku vanhu va ka hina va tikuma va tirhe nkarhi wo leha
mara va hetelela va ri xisiwana swi nga ha languteki ku a va tirha mitirho ya njhani. Ndzawulo leyi hi ku tirhisana na Pansalb leyi a va vulavula hi yona mutshami wa xitulu ku yi le ku tirheni ka ntirho wa kahle sweswi. Ku ya hi IDP hi hlohlotela ka maAfrika-Dzonga hinkwawo ku dyondza ku tirhisa tindzimi ta hina ta ndhavuko na ku hlohlotela tindzawulo ta hina leswaku eka migingiriko or ti-programs ta vona va tirhisa ndhavuko kumbe African languages leswaku ndhavuko wu ta ka wu nga hi lahlekeli. Hi hungata ku tirhisiwa ririmi ra hi rivala kumbe hi wisa ku tirhisa ririmi ra vadyahlampfi. Ndzawulo ya vutshila na ndhavuko yi tiyimiserile ku ya tirha hi nkhinkhi ku vona leswaku vukorhokeri byi ya eka vanhu hinkwavo na leswaku ti-entities ku ya hi laha mpimanyeto wa vona wu averiweke ha kona va kota ku tirha va ya emahlweni hi 4.4 wa mabiliyoni leyi nga nyikiwa yona. Mutshami wa xitulu na yindlu ya n'wina leyo hlawuleka ni ri xandla ehenhla ka xin'wana xandla khani mambo inkomu na cancer. Thank you.
Who's this one? Yeah. Honorable Krutbo.
Sihlalo, Honorable Minister, achtbare lede, members of the art community, fellow South Africans, manene na manenekazi. It must be clear from the onset that this department is tasked with nation building, social cohesion, transforming society, and uniting the country, as captured in Chapter 15 of the National Development Plan. And it is my duty to ensure and interrogate whether this department is succeeding. A shocking report recently revealed that this department allowed the cost of a new facility being built for King Goodwill Zelatini to allegedly be inflated from 225 million to over 1 billion. Unlike Nkandla, this time we do have the power to ensure that no one more cent is spent in a manner that does not conform to the law. That is why we have called for an urgent and immediate oversight by the Portfolio Committee as a first step to ensuring this. The report of Goboda Forensic and Investigative Accounting found, among other things, that consultants have charged as much as 200% more than the usual industry rates, that millions were transferred from the Department of Arts and Culture's budget without Treasury's approval, and that due processes were flouted. The money intended for the capital expenditure program in Nguza Hill Museum and the J.L. Dubia House has been diverted to this project without any impact assessment and proper costing. This, in effect, means that we have unauthorized expenditure and irregular expenditure. Even though 132 million has already been spent, the only visible results are half-built fence, graded area, and a skeleton of an amphitheater. No value for money already being spent. Adding insult to injury, the project is being built on tribal land with government money and with no authorization from the Ingonyama Trust. This means that it will not be a heritage site at all. Honorable Minister, I put it to you that there is no legitimate justification to continue funding this project. The Acting Director General said, and I quote, "By leaving the building unfinished, it would be an embarrassment to government," close quote. A further 28 million has been pledged on this basis. Sir, do not save face of impropriety with taxpayers' money. Minister, rather cut your losses and walk away. Building a legacy which shows that you stop corruption than continue and leave a legacy that you willingly assisted in the plundering of the state. It is very clear that this project, under the guise of strengthening and expanding a precious cultural activity, is yet another activity for corruption and theft of taxpayers' money by the ANC. I quote from Acemoglu and Robertson in Why Nations Fail, when referring to the riots in Egypt, open quote, "We are suffering from corruption, oppression, and bad education. These are the things that hold us back," close quote. Corruption and bad education is holding South Africa back. With such actions, the Africa Agenda Vision 2063 will remain a pipe dream. Honorable Minister, when the DA is voted into national government in 2019, we will encourage Chair, please protect me.
Point of order.
Chair, I need your protection. Honorable Minister.
Just hold on, there's a point of order.
Chairperson, I rise on Rule 65, read with 66, and that is not interrupting the Speaker, and the notes also say, well, please protect me. The honourable members are actually embarrassing themselves before our guests.
Honourable members, let us allow Honourable Grootboom to conclude.
Honourable Chair, we will encourage and work on cultural branding and promote cultural tourism and roots and grow the economy because we envision South Africa as integrated, a vision that remains enigmatic to the world. We will showcase the full diversity of the South African cultural mix. The DA will create new cultural spaces for intercultural exchange, bringing South Africa together culturally. As a country with a rich cultural diversity, we need to look for cultural mix rather than cultural polarization and extend the micro-social environment contact. The draft white paper on arts and culture is not implementable in its current form, especially the inclusion of a central grouping of entities, like for museums, for example. Culture can and must drive the transformation agenda, but no funding has been given for it. And also for the performing arts mentorship programs, no funding has been allocated.
Just hold on, Honourable Grootboom.
I'm rising on the point.
Take the seat. Take the seat. There's a point of order.
I rise on the rule about casting aspersions on a member in saying that he's reading the speech of his master. We have had rulings in the past in this regard. If you could please tell that member there to please withdraw that.
Honourable member, I'm not sure which member is that.
Chair. Chair.
Yeah.
Chair.
Honourable members, let us not waste time. Let us not waste time. Let us waste time. Honourable members, you know very well that we mustn't do it that way. Honourable member, please don't do it that way. You, Deborah Putin.
Chair.
Two of you.
I can...
Just don't do that, honourable members. I think we are going personal, is not correct. We have ruled on this matter several times. Please just do everything that you can do. Avoid it that way. Yes, ma'am.
Chair, I thought that it should be noted, Chair, this is arts and culture. It must be exciting, it must be robust. We must enjoy it. So it's part of the debate that we must do. Thank you, Chair.
It has, Honourable Shaure, it has been very robust, very exciting, but we mustn't go for personality problems. I think that's the only limit that we request members not to do. Honourable Grootboom.
You see, Chair, I can forgive a child when a child is afraid of the dark, but it's tragic when a grown-up is afraid of the light. Additionally, culture can and must drive the transformation agenda. Additionally, Social cohesion remains a buzzword. It sounds nice, it falls nice to the ear, but no practical ways or programs directed at achieving it are presented. The white paper needs to speak to the realities of implementing a 5-year plan and assessment strategies to map our collective progress in uniting the country. The DA project will accelerate delivery, accelerate accountability, accelerate art education, accelerate the fight against corruption, and create an inclusive culture through freedom, fairness, and opportunity. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mahlangu.
Sihlalo wendlu ngqongqoshe umnyango wamasiko nobukhwari Nyambosa kunye nesekela lakho uma usotshu amalungu esibethamthetho nabo bonke abathamele lesisabelo sonyango. Sekela lika ngqongqoshe siyakwamkela kulomndeni wezamasiko nobukhwari. Besithokoza noma uRejoice Mabutafasi oselathethe umhlala phasi. Njengehlangano ka-ANC simemezele ukuthi unyaka ka-2017 kuzaba kunyaka wokubungaza iqhawekazi lethu ubaba Oliver Reginald Tambo. Lesi simemezelo silinga ukuthi siragele inarha yethu phambili embonweni wokuhlanganisa inarha nokungahlukanisa abantu ngobulili nobuhlanga ne South Africa ekhululekileko neragela phambili ngomnotho. Ekubungazeni ke leli bhudango ubaba OR Tambo usikhumbuze ukuthi kumele sisebenzele ekuthini sizibone njengama South Africa ngokuhlukana ngokwembala sizibone besizizwe ukuthi sibabantu bale nakhakazi yeSouth Africa. Therefore, the Carlos and Hyenas acts that Karabo Mkwena, Katni Peters, Lerato Moloi, Nombuyiselo Nombewu, Bongega, Pungula, and Popiqwabe suffered at the hands of ruthless men, some of whom were known to them, depicts us as an inhumane and a sick society. Umnyango wakho ngqongqoshe kunye nathi ngokubambisana nathi kuqhakathekile ukuthi sizibophelele ekuthini sigcizelele besibayo wonke amadoda ukuthi ajame ngenyawo athi awa kungasinge igama lethu akufike egcineni lokuhloriswa kwabomma. Ngomoya loyo besikhalima besithuke ukudlengula komntazana wamnyaka emachumi 22 okhulelweko noma ozithweleko odlwengule madoda ali-11 eJohannesburg. Besithokoza ukuthi amapholisa ayagijima ngokuhaba bawabamba amadoda la bawavalela. Siyathemba ukuthi abagwebako bazawanikela isigwebo esiwafaneleko. Ngaphezu kwalokho ekubungazeni ubunye bethu nemvelaphi yethu kumele samukele besijabulele ukuthi iSouth Africa neAfrika yonke inarha yabantu abanemphiwo ezahlukeneko. Abantu baleli zwekazi lethu akunoraha ukuthi baye esikoleni bayokufunda umusic. Umntwana nje omncane wenyanga ezimbili or endathu or iminyaka emithathu unovula umlomo wakhe acule. Uma nje lo usoledi ohlalela nongamnikela nje chance yokuthi acho sonke singangenwa moya sihlezila. Zizinto ekumele sizibungaze siphiwo esaragela esanceda iSouth Africa ngesikhathi ivala umlomo inhlangano zekululeko bekuyinto umphakathi wethu obokhona ukukhuluma ngayo ukhona ukuthumela imlayezo ngayo kuyinto nathi ebesikhona ukuthi sithengisele amazwe angaphandle sele sikhululekile kuyaniyorahe ngqongqoshe ukuthi umusic nje ngowawo neart ekhona eSouth Africa inikezwe ichejo elifaneleko kungabi ikinga le esinayo usihlalo vane athi nasifika la embusweni sithole ibhesi ikhamba ichinga le sasisu driver safaka omunye saragela phambili la kade ichinga khona ibhesi sangathatha enye indlela kuyatsho ukuthi izikhungo esinazo eSouth Africa kuyakunoreha ukuthi silethe ezinye ezizobungaza ubunjalo bethu kuyizolo lethu njengesizwe ikakhukazi esinzima ekade sikandelelwe. Lokhu kumele sikwenze besikhumbule labo abakhambe ngaphambili basenzela izinto ezihle zolo lokhu uMandla Dladla usichiyile njenga artist ezinikele ekuthini avikele abodade ababili ekade bahlaselwa. Sinalabo esingabakhumbulako ekade basibabona kumabona kude bethuthukisa iSouth Africa babujo mafela abobunyembezi kunene aboguguzulu kade agijima ukuchiya bonke abantu ephasini akhuphuka indaba nabanye ama-artists akhona amanye asaphila nakasichileko ekumele siwabungaze. Kumele ngaloyo moya besiragele phambili ngokwazisa nokuthokoza labo kwezomculo abasikhambele ngaphambili phakathi kwabo nguma uThandi Klassen owayethandwa kakhulu ngumongameli ubaba uNelson Mandela owayengomunye walabo abaculi abazakhela udumo benza imberego namhlanje esingeke sayisula noma ngayiphi indlela kanye nalabo ke abakhambe enyathelweni zabo abanye phakathi wabo abakhona la phakathi kwethu esibathokozako esifisa ukuthi nabo bachiye imihlala lapho bakhamba khona. Esikhathini ke esidluleko siyazi ukuthi kunalabo sebasichileko egade bakhona kulezo kwezomculo abomandoza abonkalakathe abosifisa uncwane abo Flapper Habedi abo Sinyaka Kekana kunye nabantu abanjalo. Singekhohlwe nakhona ukuthi ke kunabasepolitiki ngifuna nje ukusubhula oyedwa owafaka isandla esikhulu ekuthini iSouth Africa ikhululeke ubaba Fidel Castro naye ekumele simkhumbule njengeSouth Africa. Sesikhulume lezi ke ngqongqotshe mhlali ngaphambili kumele sikwethulela njengekomiti ukuthi silindele we are eagerly waiting, Minister, with the greatest anticipation, the completion of the iconic National Heritage Monument project in Tshwane. We believe that this project has a propensity to, through its educative, inform and conscientize current and future generations on the history and heritage of this great nation, on that great march of close to 500 life-size statues. We believe that this initiative will create South Africa a post-apartheid iconic tourism product offering that will, over time, that which will match the iconic Eiffel Tower in France in terms of popularity. Coming to the question of tolerance and nation building, we have those amongst us that would like to appreciate, amongst them Helen Joseph, Owar Tambo, Nelson Mandela, Wilton Kwai, Chris Hani, and others who fought for this freedom and democracy, and spare us to unite, rededicate ourselves to nation building and overcoming new challenges that are emerging in our young democracy. We must continue to nurture, defend it, and strive to ensure that the descendants of Sharpeville massacre and the countless millions who were dispossessed of the land and oppressed by the evil apartheid system have access to land and socio-economic rights. We also, most of the speakers before me have already spoken about the issue of dialogue. Yourself as a minister and the deputy minister have alluded to this fact. In Colini, the white residents drew and supported a petition that called for the release of Peter Duorevart and Philip Skete. We believe that these two and the people there should shoulder responsibility for the violent confrontation as well as the destruction of properties that followed. For them to myopically rally behind the alleged perpetrators and in the process demonstrate total disregard for the sorrow of the family grieving the death of his senior-old Jonas Mosweu, the community's anger, disdain for rule of law, reconciliation, nation building, and social cohesion. We therefore call upon your department to, through these dialogues mechanism, help those communities to engage on these matters. Indeed, the chairperson has alluded to, as well as Madam Bilankule have alluded to, a lot of entities that we are very proud about. And we've got so many entities that are doing very exceptionally well, world-class led entities led by our own people who are giving of themselves to ensure that these entities perform at the world-class level. We believe that, indeed, for those that are not doing well, we should do everything we can to ensure that they learn from those that are performing so well. We are encouraged by the performance and the improvement of Nelson Mandela, Pensalp, Ditsong, and indeed there is a great potential for those to match the others. Colleagues have already spoken about GREP 103, Minister and Chairperson. And indeed, I would like to reiterate what my concerns have said from all political formations, that GREP 103 is a very necessary, part of GREP 103 is a very necessary intervention that of ensuring that the government knows its assets. But once we put a price to assets, the problem we have is that we must come up with security. I have to conclude. The issue of archives is a very important matter for us, and we believe that the department must help other provinces who do not have archives to get archives. The issue that my colleague have raised with regards to Enyogeni, I guess several members that spoke before me have dealt with the matter. The matter, we had agreed that we're going to deal with the matter in a particular way, and I think all of us have embraced that notion. It's not the first time we have a sensitive matter. Whenever we have a sensitive matter in the committee, we deal with it internally. We do not go outside. Now, our appeal to my colleague is that let's handle these matters in the manner in which we've handled others. The minister found the matter, he's dealing with the matter, and we have said to the minister, when you find those that have done wrong, he must ensure that they follow their swords. And
thank you very much, Honorable Mashaka.
We have not been failed, and once more, thank you, we support the budget.
The Honorable Minister, may you conclude?
Thanks, Honorable Chair. I think much has been said about Enyogeni. Safe to say, Honorable Grootboom, that I deliberately instituted a forensic audit on that matter. And part of what you were reading are the outcomes of that audit. And this has nothing to do with King Zwelithini. It has absolutely everything to do with the officials of the department, which the recommendations, amongst others, says that we should institute criminal procedures, which we have, and have reported the matter to the police, and the police are dealing with that. So there is nothing, there is no corruption here. What Sunday Times reported is mainly sensationalizing the matter. And they knew they were doing that. We'll follow the process to the letter and ensure that those who have done wrong are brought to book. And it shouldn't be an issue. Normally, honorable member is a very measured person, but whenever you take this podium, there's a... But I think we should actually do that. Honorable Essen, I think the point you have made is exactly what I said about the process of investigation and so on. No, there would be no corruption at the AC, as perhaps the slip of the tongue from yourself was experienced today. Kai khohlakala angeke kwenzeke sikhona wena honorable member. The Honorable Mngwango is raising a matter of promoting the interest of artists. By and large, our work is about people, it's about artists. And the white paper seeks to do just that, to ensure that their lives are better and so on. So much has been said. And one of the things in the process, we will be informed about what happens to the 90%. But what worried me in this whole debate is that people decided not to listen to radio stations because they were playing African music. I got worried. And I don't believe that that's what we should. You see, if you take countries like DRC, as despotic as Mobutu Sese Seko was, one of the things he did and others was to ensure that DRC music is known all over the world. That's why we know DRC music today. So we should find a way of actually meeting that. Honorable Kaula is raising a very important matter on indigenous languages. It's important. And she has a story to tell. Part of our program is to encourage South Africans to write their own stories about themselves, about their families, about what they know about South Africa. So she should do that. Somebody must pass a message. But also to say that as Bueli Emasisweni, she has been part of the program of government trying to ensure that there is social cohesion. So I didn't know what she's talking about. But in any event, it's important to remind the EFF in particular, which she represents, that we've called almost everybody, all political parties represented here, and they decided not to come. All of the parties decided to come. When we're talking, discussing about changing the heritage landscape in this country, the report I reported about that we'll be getting them now very soon. The chairperson, I think you are our good counselor all the time, and will heed your call about getting closer to PACOFs and NAC, so that whatever is happening there is dealt with. I want to thank Honorable Mulder for deciding not to play petty politics about a fundamental issue of GRAP 103. Perhaps, let me say, part of the problem, and the reason why many entities were qualified, is that GRAP 103 expect all of us to take stock of what we have and put money tag price. The problem about that is that once people know that you have something in that museum which costs so much, you need additional security. It means the budget of 4.4 billion rands would be double. I don't think that our fiscus would be able to meet that. But I'm thanking you on that. But say, no, I was correct on Pansal board dissolution. It's your opinion. I'll tell you why. The very same your honorable self have noted the change at Pansalp as we speak. And part of that change, and that was my problem as I dissolved the board, was that Pansalp was about everything but indigenous languages. And unless and until that matter is dealt with, it's being dealt with now, and we can only assist Pansalp, because it was both the board and the management at the level of CEO. So we have a new CEO, Yakubi Ngola, where Honorable Member. Siyaphambil. Thank you so much. Honorable Mahlangu, you've raised an issue about, no, let me correct Honorable Grootboom. There's no, I don't know where you take this thing from. That Dube Inguza budgets were diverted for Enyogeni. There is no such. If you read that report, you will see that that project was not even budgeted for. It wasn't budgeted for. I don't know what has happened today. You see, because if we say this thing, we'll be perpetuating the lies which is perpetuated by some media houses. But you know the fact, and we gave you the report. You have, just read it. The National Monument Project, Honorable Mahlangu, it's a very important one. Honorable members, wherever you go, wherever you are in the world, whether you are visiting developed nations or emerging market economies, one thing you'll find, which is the pride of all the nations, is that if you want to respect or to pay respect to the people of that country, you go to a central place and do that. But and pay your respect. Yes, and pay respect. So here in South Africa, we don't have that place. And we are going to build it. We've agreed with the provincial and the now local government. We seem to be in sync in ensuring that we will have this space for all people to respect our struggle, our heroes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable members, that concludes the debate and the business of this mini plenary session. The mini plenary now rises.